Hello and welcome back to Lombardi Sweep, the Packers podcast powered by Flurry Sports. My name is Zach Bruner. With me is Trevor Land. Janet Wilson's back this week, and Luke Reimer will be here in 20-ish minutes. He's driving. Looking out for his own safety, we told him, hey, drive home before you do the podcast. So safety first here at Flurry Sports. And then second at Flurry Sports here, Trevor's got a rant about something. I have no idea what he's going to go off on. I would like to say that his thoughts are his own, even though I'll probably back him up, but let's see. We'll find out.
You're definitely going to back me up.
Okay.
Maybe it wasn't a good idea to go right off the bat, but we're going to do it anyways.
Okay.
It's hilarious to me seeing Jordan Love in practice and the narrative, whatever, the shit they talk about on simple wheel routes, whatever. He's hot, he's fanning him off, whatever. The stuff that pisses me off the most is this narrative that Aaron Rodgers was booed in 2008 and look what happened. Do I need to remind people? Do people need to be reminded Aaron Rodgers arguably probably should have been the first pick overall? Like, it was literally like if, Justin Field, not even worse than that. If like a Zach Wilson or Trevor Lawrence fell that far. He fell. Justin Love's bum ass he should have been there for us in the second round, let alone taken in the first round. So you're comparing a guy who should have been the first pick or the second pick overall to a jackass who played at Utah State and had 17 interceptions when he played San Jose State, Fresno State, and a bunch of fucking bums, excuse the F-bomb, a bunch of bums for his whole season. He had 17 interceptions. Not even that. He threw 473 passes. He only threw 20 touchdowns. He couldn't even Jameis Winston it, where he had at least 40 passing touchdowns. Oh, and need to remind you, he also only threw for 3,400 yards. So you're comparing a first-round pick to a dude who arguably should have been mid-round of the draft because he had a good arm and he looked cool and he was a good story for one goddamn year. Shove it. It's not the same. Shut up. You're stupid. Stop making yourself look like a moron.
And no offense to San Jose State, because as we all know, very pro-Spartan show.
Ballers,
Trevor's leading the charge.
Only ballers come from San Jose State. That's a fact.
Right. And that receiver last week that we talked about from San Jose State is...
All I know is he caught a touchdown from Blake Bortles, and that's all that matters, baby.
True. Very true. But to your point, we remember the whole story about Aaron Rodgers' draft day was that he was sitting alone in the green room. He was sitting alone there because he fell so far. And he fell because, Mike whatever, who was with McCarthy last year in Dallas, hated him because Aaron Rodgers is a douchebag, which, by the way, warranted, fine. Aaron Rodgers is a douchebag. However, he's also very good at football. Much, much, much better than Jordan Love during that time. Much better than Jordan Love could even dream to be completely honest. We'll get into the whole wheel routes thing. Packers reporters creamed their jeans today because he completed passes on the Packers defense, which maybe that should be a little bit more alarming. I'm not sure why people aren't thinking about the opposite point of view of this. Jordan Love, of everyone, carved them up. That's a big deal, but no one's talking about that. But yeah, we'll get into that. Trevor, I support you in your rant. I want to say that your rant also voices my opinion too.
Look, if you ever need a filler, I got so many more. Just you ever run out of time? Hey, Trevor, tell us how you really feel. I'll have one locked and loaded for you guys.
How do you feel, Janet, about the whole... I don't even want to call it Aaron Rodgers to Jordan Love comparisons, but I guess it kind of is. Like, the situations are being compared, I guess.
I have to see it to believe it. That's all I have to say. Like, I don't know. I can't say anything right now. Especially because my internet's down and I haven't been able to watch anything. Like, I've been watching on my phone, so...
Honestly, that might be a win. Because social media sucks with the Packers.
Right now, yeah, I've been real mad. at it. But yeah, but yeah, no, I can't really say anything right now. I don't like the comparisons that they're doing. Um, I do agree with like jumping into conclusions, I think, about like him being that he's going to be like the next Rodgers because he's going through the same situation that he did. So I really don't like that, but I mean, I have to see it. I have to see him on the field, especially because he's they're barely on day 2 of like camp, and everybody's like, is he better than last year? Is he better than last year? And it's like he didn't even play last year. There was no like camp last year. There was nothing.
Well, he also didn't practice last year because he wasn't up to speed yet, because he didn't know the playbook. He didn't know anything like that. He spent all last year working on fundamentals because, why would you have to expect a first round draft pick of a quarterback to know quarterback fundamentals? And then today, a really cool video came out too that Matt LaFleur is really working on Jordan Love's footwork, getting really good one-on-one coaching. And the other way you could spin that story was Matt LaFleur had to spend a long time on Jordan Love's footwork with all this one-on-one coaching because he still doesn't fucking get it. Like, that's the other situation. Like, there's two spins to each story, but I think the biggest thing is he's just not ready yet, no matter what. And that's zero hate going towards Jordan Love. He was for sure overdrafted. There's no doubt about that. But he's nowhere near starting quarterback caliber.
Like, dog, you played at Utah State. Your whole college career was a goddamn practice field. That was your whole college career was practice. Like, just footwork. I mean, it's the simple stuff, and it makes you question if he can't get that. I mean, how long is it going to be before he can read a defense? Much less read a defense and make it audible that works. I mean, we're talking not 2 to 3 years like Gutekunst is thinking. We're talking 5, maybe, if.
I'm glad you brought up audibles, because that was one of the real questions, the very few real questions Jordan Love got today. He actually talked to reporters today. I thought it was good that they did that. However, I knew very quickly, and like I talked to, Jake from the Monday Flurry Sports podcast. We talked about like this was either going to go two ways. Either is going to be a massacre of the reporters on Jordan Love, or they were going to ask him softballs and to really pump him up, make him look really good. It's not really surprising that the latter is what happened. But one of the real questions, which I apologize that I don't know who asked it, they asked him about audibles and just feeling comfortable in the offense and stuff, comparing him again to Aaron Rodgers, which is stupid. But his answer essentially was that Rodgers is so much further along than he is in being able to make audibles and read defenses and stuff like that, which is fair and very, very true. I would say there's possibly nobody in the NFL right now on that same level. And the only comparison really I could give is Peyton Manning. And so I'm not expecting Jordan Love to be that. But then the way he said it and the way he's talking about it, it sounds to me like he still doesn't know the offense good enough to know how to make the reads, to switch the offense into what, something that would exploit what the defense is giving him. And that's an issue because he had nothing to worry about last season other than working on his fundamentals and learning the offense. And I don't think he learned the offense yet.
He kind of reminds me of, I mean, it's one of two things. Either he's not smart enough to get the offense, which is alarming, or he's a Tadaro Slayton who doesn't have the work ethic to get the offense. Granted, that's not Tadaro Slayton, but, work ethic concern, I guess, which is also extremely alarming. Both ways are pretty bad, especially for a first-round pick. And I wonder, well, I don't wonder, I know. I wonder how much all this media is going to impact him. We know Aaron Rodgers is a vindictive son of a bitch. Love him to death, but vindictive. So I can feel that when all that stuff happened with Favre, that drove him. I wonder if this is just going to destroy Jordan Love. Not that he could be anywhere near a fantastic quarterback in a perfect situation, but I wonder if he is already getting into his head and if that's going to mess up with him or stick with him his whole career, maybe.
Yeah, and it's obviously too soon to draw conclusions like that. It's possible. To the people who I'm sure popped into their mind that, hey, he hasn't played down the NFL, we shouldn't be criticizing his lack of knowing the offense or audibles. I do want to throw these examples out there. Andrew Luck came into camp first day with the Colts, and he was calling audibles that the rest of the offense didn't even know yet because he studied the playbook so hard. That was day one, and Jordan Love's in day 2 of year 2. So that's completely different. And again, we're comparing 2 first-round quarterbacks. We're not comparing a 7th rounder where, his skill is probably more aligned with a first rounder. We're talking about 2 first rounds. Same thing happened with Trevor Lawrence this year. He was given the playbook a month ahead of time, came into camp ready to go right away, making audibles, reading the defense, doing all of that. And he had a month to work with it. Again, Jordan Love had a year. And he didn't have to suit up for game day, so he could study along and play along like he's a little kid holding a controller that's not plugged in. He could have done that every game day because he didn't suit up because he wasn't good enough, right? So he should be further along than he is mentally, and he definitely should be further along than he is physically, considering mentally he's for sure not there yet.
Yeah, during that presser, he looked a little bit absent-minded. Or maybe a lot. I don't know. Maybe because he was frustrated with the questions as far as like they just wanted to know about Aaron, which I feel bad. I feel bad for the players right now because they're excited. They're to come back this year after COVID and all that last year, and some of them they're in year 2, and last year was just terrible. They're about to experience, Lambeau Field at its full potential, and everybody just keeps drilling them with questions about Aaron Rodgers. Like I don't know. He looked really absent-minded. Like every time they would ask him a question about Rodgers, like he didn't come to answer these questions at all.
Right, and they know, again, it goes back to, I think we talked about this last week or whatever. The Packers reporters definitely are going in there asking stuff to get reactions, to get things that are good for tweets, click-worthy, to clip and post as videos. And there's only one thing that's going to be retweeted. Well, 2 things that are going to be clicked and retweeted. It's either anything about Aaron Rodgers or anything about Jordan Love. So when they can get Jordan Love talking about Aaron Rodgers, again, goes back to Demovsky creaming his jeans. He's just super excited, just busting out questions right away, just ready to go. It's really easy to see what they're doing, and it's to the detriment of the organization, to the detriment of the fan base with the way they're manipulating the fan base right now. And I can get into that a little bit, I guess. But it's pretty obvious what the media is trying to do. It's very clearly created the divide that everyone's talking about with Aaron Rodgers and the organization. Media is also turning the fan base against Aaron Rodgers successfully. If you're one of the people in Aaron Rodgers' camp, understand you're one of the minority at this point. All of us are, but people are turning every day as the media continues to BS about it. Anything else before we continue talking about Jordan Love? And I can bring up Rob Demovsky's tweets about Jordan Love here.
Oh, that's where I was going to go. But the one thing I would love to say is, Rob, we know you're listening because you're a little rat who takes everything that we say. Well, really, Zach, I'm not even going to try to take credit. He definitely didn't take anything I say. But his pinned tweet from May 6th, once and for all, I have no agenda when it comes to whatever Aaron Rodgers, the Packers decide. I've enjoyed covering him, bunch of bullshit. My job is to cover the story fairly and objectively. Obviously, what he decided to leave out was fairly and objectively on the side of Green Bay, so I still have a job, so they still give me coverage, and because I just can do whatever I want because I'm at the height. So I'm going to cover it how I want because fuck you. That's why. It's almost like a heel turn, almost like a do something about it. Maybe.
Maybe. It's the problem is he's a puppet for ESPN, so it's not even really a heel turn. He's just kind of a bitch with no opinion. He just kind of does everything. And Luke is back.
Reporting.
Luke is at Lambeau Field.
Reporting live from Lambeau Field.
Luke, you can zoom out a little bit, my guy.
I'm here with my man Vince Lombardi.
Can you show anything other than Vince's crotch, please?
Oh, sorry. How's that?
That's better.
There you go.
That's better. That's
Perfect.
better.
Hey,
Luke, what does Vince Lombardi think about Rob Domofsky?
what a practice from Jordan Love today, right?
It was pretty good.
Wait,
We were just about to get into it.
I'm here with my guy Curly Lambeau too.
Oh, good.
He's just going to take us on a tour of Lambeau Field by the end of this episode.
Might as well.
You know, Rob Domofsky, he does not know what he's talking about, claiming anonymous sources and here and that. You know, and then when everyone was yelling at him when the Rodgers news first broke about how he couldn't even have dinner with his wife. Dude, that's your job. What do you mean you can have dinner with your wife? The news doesn't stop. Me as a reporter, I know that. He doesn't know that. The news doesn't stop.
Also, imagine the biggest day of the year, really, for your job, one of the biggest days, and you're worried about a dinner. Like, how many days do you have at home? Like, it's a dinner. Like, get over it. Luke, security is going to come up and remove you pretty soon.
No, I'm good.
So many visual jokes going on right now.
I would turn the camera around, but I don't know how to.
Okay, well, that's fair. At least we're good. Luke, people are wondering if you have found Shamar John Charles anywhere at Lambeau Field today.
No, I haven't. I just got here. It looks like OTAs are over. No cars are here. I'm the only one here, so can't imagine that Shamar Jean Charles is here. If maybe I'll DM the other guy who gave me his Instagram, see if he has any information.
That's a good idea. Thanks for doing that research for us.
Yeah,
Still better research on Rob Domofsky.
right.
No kidding.
Yeah, Rob Domofsky. Let's see you host a podcast from Lambeau Field.
That's fair. That's fair.
Let's jump into Rob Domofsky's tweets on Jordan Love from the past 2 days. Obviously, 2 days of mandatory minicamp. Tale of 2 days for Jordan Love. Yesterday as in Tuesday, he was horrendous, completed almost no passes, overthrew everybody. It was really bad. Domofsky put a nice little caveat into his tweet to make Jordan Love look okay. He said Jordan Love's first crack at 2-minute drill that we've seen barely gets past midfield and ends with him skying a pass over a wide open Malik Taylor's head on a 4th and 7 from the plus 46. So obviously he's talking about how it was Jordan Love's first crack at it that we've seen. So that means they did more of it before the day. And he's knows for a fact that he's done more 2-minute drills. Like, that's stupid. But he's trying to make it seem like he's bad just because it was his first crack at it. Now today, Jordan Love was on fire. If you ask any Packers reporter, a wheel route to A.J. Dillon down the right side for 30 yards. Free play to Alan Lazard for 45 yards. Deep corner route to Juwan Winfrey, which Domofsky spelled wrong, for 30 yards. Deep sideline to Aaron Jones for 30 yards. He was so fire that tight end coach Justin Outen started fanning him. So, Trevor, I know you had some thoughts on this tweet.
Thank God you let me go first, because if I was going to be fourth, I was going to interrupt.
Go for it.
The first question I have is, we were out to A.J. Dillon for 30 yards. Was the pass like 5 yards in the air and A.J. Dillon did the rest? Like, what? And also, 4 plays. Cool. How many times does he throw the damn ball in practice? Like, I'm assuming it's not 5. I'm assuming it's not 4. Cool. He can make plays that a first-round quarterback should be making in his second year. Surprise. Shocker. To be honest, an undrafted quarterback could probably do this in their second year. Hell, probably in their first year. I get you're trying to say, oh, look, he has some flashes. Just say that. Don't waste the time. You highlighted 4 plays. That's it. This is not a threat either. He could have added more. He just didn't. And then we've talked about, lazy before. Again, you're going to spell a receiver's name wrong. Like, dude, you're the guy for this team. You're spelling a receiver's name wrong. What are you doing? It's just, I don't know. I don't even know what to say right now, because the sad thing is, you look at the replies and people are eating it up. And it just shows how far down the rabbit hole we already gone. We're so far down, we might as well come out the other side, because there's no point going back.
Luke, what's your thoughts? What have you been hearing around Green Bay about Jordan Love?
So it seems like the tides have really changed after Domofsky's tweet of how Jordan Love is going to be a savior. He's better than Aaron Rodgers. But Trevor, I was trying to tune in to the show before I got on, and I heard your all-time rant, which I absolutely loved, of how the guy threw 17 interceptions in the Mountain West Conference, and who probably wouldn't go until the second or third round in this draft. And they're comparing him to Aaron Rodgers. But what I had to say to that is, everyone's saying that, look at what we did with Aaron Rodgers after drafting him with Brett Favre there. The thing is, there's only been one Aaron Rodgers in NFL history, and I think Aaron Rodgers is better now than Brett Favre was when we drafted Aaron Rodgers. So if we're giving kudos to Jordan Love for hitting A.J. Dillon on a wheel route, then I don't know what we're doing here, because I could hit A.J. Dillon on the wheel route. It just sucks that we're in the situation with Rodgers, whatever, but that everyone just obviously turning the tide. Like I said last week, how the fans are like going against Rodgers now, when obviously Rodgers is a better quarterback. I don't even know if Jordan Love's better than Kurt Benkert. So, if we're gonna applaud AJ or Jordan Love for throwing a 5-yard wheel route to AJ Dillon, who runs for 30 yards, so be it. I don't want to be a fan of that franchise.
Luke looks like he's looking for his dad after the game. When he already left.
He's looking for Shamar.
I am.
The question is,
Janet, what's your thoughts?
have you had vodka and Red Bull?
No, not yet. I had to work all day.
So here's my thought. They're all starters though. Like they're saying like he looked good, but you know how they say like Rodgers makes like these nobody receivers come in and look good. You think that it's like having the opposite effect with Love, where like the starters are making him look good?
That's a good point, Janet.
Because Rodgers,
yeah,
they say like Rodgers makes all these like amazing plays and stuff. Like he just basically throws the ball, and Adams finds it or whatever. So do you think maybe Love is just literally throwing the ball, and these starters are finding a way to make these plays?
Well, this is what I'll say. Again, this is 11 on 11. They're without pads, so they're not going full speed. They're not doing all that. And Trevor, you're wondering if it was like a 5-yard throw to A.J. Dillon on the wheel, and then he just ran 30 yards. It was either that, or the offensive line blocked a 50% defensive line who wasn't going to hit the quarterback, and they waited for A.J. Dillon to run 30 yards down the line, and then they threw it to him. And by the way, 30, 40, 50-yard passes are always open in 11 on 11 because you're covering guys for a few seconds to prove that you won the matchup, and then they go free. That's what this is. They're not going full speed. There's no pads. They're not trying to make crazy plays. They're not doing all of that. So if Jordan Love was completing 10 to 15, that would be much, 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 much more impressive than a wheel route for 30 yards to A.J. Dillon. A free play to Allen Lazard, which means the defensive line jumped off sides, and I can only assume the safeties and cornerbacks quit on the play because it was a free play. And all he had to do is lob it up, and Allen Lazard, fair caught it. A deep corner to Juwan Winfrey for 30. Again, 30 yards down the field, they probably stopped guarding him. A deep sideline to Aaron Jones, same thing. Great that they were accurate passes, but they weren't competitive passes. That's the difference, and that's the whole football IQ thing that a lot of these reporters didn't necessarily learn in journalism school. But yeah. Any closing thoughts on those two things, I guess? No.
I don't drink. I'm about to. Um, it's getting to that point. It's getting to that point where I might cry so hard, and with the alcohol, I might see 3 Shamar and John Charles. So tune in next time.
I just wanted to say when I was talking with Jordan Love there's some people walking around who looked like I was crazy. So that's the thoughts that are going around Green Bay right now.
You are wearing a Dodgers hat, talking to a phone, walking from statue to statue, videoing their crotch while looking like you need your dad. That should not be surprising.
Luke, they probably think you're like an influencer because you're over here like recording yourself.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man. Maybe you'll have to sign some autographs after this. There's one other thing about Jordan Love. I don't even remember.
Me signing
It doesn't
autographs,
really
I'll probably
matter.
sign more than Jordan Love.
Probably. He'll be worth more,
Right.
at least in a couple of years.
I don't even know if he could hit the paper.
When he tries to get the marker back to the kid, it's going to be a real problem.
Yeah, there's probably something else about Jordan Love that I'm kind of sick of talking about him. No hate towards him. I don't think he's ready, but that's fine. Whatever. Let's go on. The Packers, guys, they signed a free agent, someone who could help the team. It was amazing. And Rob Domofsky broke the news as every single person cited him and said that specifically. Rob Domofsky, first one to break this news. Rob Domofsky broke this. Rob Domofsky did this. I don't want to be the person saying that it's a shot at me, but I don't know. I hope it's not. If it is, they're creating enemy, and it's not a good one.
May I say something about this real quick before we go further? It won't be a rant. Don't worry.
I don't care if it is.
Zach, I talked to you about this before. It's hilarious that all these reporters are taking shots, and let's be honest, they're most likely at you because he's getting his stuff from you. You're tweeting at him all the time. It's hilarious that they're doing this and they think it's a joke. It's kind of like when the kid tries to be cool by picking on himself and everybody's just like, look at this idiot. He's a Packer insider. Should that not be the expectation? He is the guy. Maybe, hey, you know what? Maybe he was just busy with a lot of dinners with his wife. I don't know. But, hey, Rob Domofsky broke it. Yeah, that's his job. That's his job. And the fact that he got beat at his job by Mr. Anonymous Source himself, Zach Bruner here, pretty damn sad. Pretty damn sad. And to not even be able to cite when he is second, lets you know self-confidence probably isn't there, you know.
I didn't see him being mad that he broke the news while he was at dinner. So you can't have it both ways, Rob.
Yeah, go find Rob. Luke's looking for him. I didn't hear the dinner thing. This was the first I actually heard about that. That's kind of funny. But the Packers made a signing. Last week we talked about how inside linebacker, even though no one's saying it's a need, it is the Packers' biggest need. They need to sign somebody. We talked about a few people, one of which was Devondre Campbell, who was a 16-game starter for the Cardinals last year, played for the Falcons before that. Rob Domofsky broke. Packers signed former Falcons linebacker Devondre Campbell. Usually I cite the most recent team that they started for, but that's just me. Domofsky's learning. He's fine. He'll get it down someday, I'm sure. But Devondre Campbell, to be completely honest, is a great signing. I think he's probably going to start for the Packers, in all honesty. He is a starter everywhere he goes. He's had some ups and downs. He has a lot of consistency issues. But for the one thing he can do very well is rush the passer. He's really fast. He's athletic. He's going to hit people. And we all know that's the only thing Joe Barry cares about. He thinks he can, drop into coverage. He said, his own words, he thinks he can do that. I have less confidence that Campbell's capable of that, which, whatever. But, former Minnesota Gopher, I think he'll probably start right next to Martin, who's another Gopher. And I think it's a decent 1-2 inside linebacker. What's your guys' thoughts on the big news that Domofsky broke?
Yeah,
I mean, go on, Luke.
Devondre Campbell, the thing is, he's proven he's a starter. He's started 16 games, just like you said, Zach. And it kind of helps what we've been talking about for the last couple of weeks in the depth issue. Maybe Campbell, you know, he didn't get signed for a reason, whatever, but he's just another body that, you know, is experienced who can play football. You know, he likes going downhill. He likes smashing into people. I think he fits the system well, and I'm really excited to see what he does this year. I think it works out for both Campbell and the Packers. I think it's a huge signing that Packers finally got a competent inside backer who has, you know, experience and can play a little bit.
Even if it's just some bum off the street, that's a good signing. I mean, we were all talking about it last week that we don't have bodies. And the fact that he's, I mean, younger, 28, 29, he's had good experience. He's played right outside linebacker, middle linebacker, you know, he's played different positions. And granted, 2 years ago with Atlanta, but did have a season with 129 combined tackles. This dude's no scrub. And so you're able to get another body and a guy that can contribute. That's a win-win.
Mm-hmm. What's your thoughts on him, Janet?
I like it. Somebody that's experienced, as long as they're experienced, because I know when I was watching the presser, I think in Billy Turner's presser, they were asking him what he felt about all these young guys coming in. So as long as somebody that's like been playing in the NFL for a while, that's all that matters at this point.
Janet, I promise I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing at Luke. For those, if I may take the honors, Zach, for those of you who are not watching and are listening, Luke had a picture up of somehow he found the one plaque outside of Lambeau Field that was in honor of him for his 5th birthday. It was a touching time. That is pretty cool, though. I don't know how you're able to find it, but still cool.
I feel kind of bad that I just walked through some plants to get to that, but that's okay. They can have Jordan Love clean it up when he's sitting on the bench next year.
He just trampled on all these flowers.
Whatever. This is why you got to watch the YouTube stream of this show. Go to the Flurry Sports YouTube channel every Wednesday night. We do this, and Luke is lucky enough to, you know, take us on a tour of Green Bay tonight. You know, touring the Lambeau Field here, and maybe next week you'll like go to a quick trip or something. Never know. Never know where he's going to be.
You want to do me a favor? You want to try to get inside? Show us the field. I'm sure you can get right in.
No, I already tried to open the door. It's locked.
Ah, damn.
But
just put. Yeah.
If we get a stream going on Football Sunday, I'll stream from my seats.
We should. We definitely should. Put a bow on Devondre Campbell, though. Like I said, I think he's probably going to start. To your guys' point, as long as he played an NFL snap before, it's a good signing. We just don't have anybody, considering Oren Burks was our number 4 inside linebacker. Yeah, so we needed somebody. We got somebody. It was a good signing. It just came way too late.
Zach, you do not have the soundboard by chance, do you?
No, I don't.
Okay. I was going to ask you because I'm pretty sure this is the first time the front office has done anything competent, really, that we all like. So I was going to have you do the little Abilene Christian, you know, trumpets, congratulations. But,
yeah.
you know.
Well, I'll do on Sunday for them. They deserve it. They earned it.
You guys see this building here?
Yeah.
You see like the window where the light is on that's like highest to the top?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's Matt LaFleur's office.
You should go turn the light off. Why do you leave it on?
I would if I could get up there, man.
Throw
I'm on. Hey,
Throw
have
pebbles.
you seen Mission Impossible?
throw
No.
pebbles
You
at the
must have, right?
window.
Climb up. Come on, man.
Well,
Throw-
I
No,
should-
throw pebbles at the window and hold up the radio and
I love you, Matt. But I should rephrase that. That used to be Mike McCarthy's office, so I assume it's Matt LaFleur's now. I'm not completely sure on that.
Probably continuously dialing Aaron Rodgers' number and leaving voicemails right now.
Right.
He does every night.
Hey guys.
Okay. Did you say hey to somebody?
Yeah, yeah, they were looking
You
at
should
me.
have told them about the podcast. Hey, I'm live
Yeah, do they
right
want to be
now.
on the
Come
show?
check us out.
What do you think about Jordan Love?
Don't ask him to get him on the. Actually, that would be cool. Next fans you see, ask them what they say about Jordan Love and if they're fine with being on a podcast.
All right, next
Yeah.
people I see.
This will
Okay.
be a recurring segment.
Yeah, I was about
for
to
us.
say that's pretty
Yeah.
good.
Luke goes around Lambeau Field, ask people.
Man on the street.
Luke on the streets. Yeah, Luke on the streets.
All right,
Okay, so
go ahead. Sorry.
Luke at no, Luke at Lambeau.
oh, that's a better one. Like it, you. So I did bring up Oren Burke's name, and I do want to. He did something today, which is good. He collided with Devin Funchess and knocked him out of practice. So he's a good practicer, like they talked about. At a boy, Funchess came back, but he left again. I don't know what the injury is. Doesn't sound like it's super serious. But Oren Burks is out there hunting heads in non-padded practice, which is good to know. Good for him.
Yeah, the funny thing was you opened with that. I didn't even hear that was Oren Burks that did it, and I was like, "Oh, he got hurt today." No, he's hurting other people now.
Yeah.
If you know what, I got a hunt for positives here because I don't think I've said a positive thing since the linebacker signing. It's good that we're not forcing people to practice while hurt during OTAs. Second good thing the Packers have done. When did we start this podcast?
A few months ago.
So,
Yeah.
Good job, Packers.
Yeah, it's sad. Speaking of hurt, I guess we can talk about David Bakhtiari. He has been back. He's been working on the side. He's been looking really, really good, actually. We talked about last week. We were cautiously optimistic for him being ready for the opener. He was messing with reporters saying he'd be ready for training camp in 2022, doing his best troll job. I mean, if you want to go watch a good press conference, go watch his, because Bakhtiari is just fun to listen to no matter what. There really wasn't anything insightful. I thought he had some good words about Rodgers, but again, is just a guy sticking up for Rodgers. Who cares? But yeah, he seems to be close to ready to work a little bit with the team, which is awesome. But he was out. Elton Jenkins still out for COVID, so there's still offensive line stuff going on. So we said before, they had Royce Newman mixing in at right guard and stuff, and they had Ben Rossman or fucking, I don't know, some nobody who's like a 6th-round Michigan guy playing left tackle, which was alarming. He wasn't playing left tackle today. They moved Billy Turner to left tackle. They moved Royce Newman to right tackle, played Lucas Patrick at right guard, obviously. And the big news around Packers reporters, Packers Twitter was, man, they love Royce Newman. They love how good he is. They're trying to give him a chance at every single spot. He's so good. And I would like to remind people that at the Senior Bowl, he had a 29% win rate. I want to remind people that he played guard in college, transferred to tackle because he was no good at guard. And then he wanted to transfer back to guard because he wasn't fast enough, couldn't adjust to the speed at tackle in college. And he had to play a lot more one-on-one, which he was not good at. So then he moved back to guard. He can't play tackle in the NFL. He's going to get killed. If he plays guard in the NFL, they better hope that they run directly into him because he can't hit a moving target. He's going to suck. He's not that powerful. His footwork's pretty good, but I think he might possibly be blind in one eye and just doesn't know it because he whiffs on every fucking block. Like, this guy sucks. He doesn't belong in the NFL, to be completely honest. And I'll probably be exposed, like Cold Takes exposed or whatever. But this guy is no fucking good. And if he's going to make the team and Lucas Patrick gets the boot, that's so stupid. I'm so fucking sick of it.
Once again, front office needs to hide their ass. Lucas Patrick is no good. We need this guy. We drafted him. They drafted him. They're not going to cut him. They should. It's funny, though. Oh, they're moving him around. He's good. No, they're moving him around because they need to find a place where he can do his job or just be adequate. That's why. It's not because he's good. It's almost like it's a good idea to draft based on who's the best player in the early rounds and then go for guys who can do multiple things later. Because we were saying even if he turns out to be good, just like a lot of our picks, wasted pick because we easily could have waited on him. It's sad, but I don't think anybody's surprised here unless somebody disagrees.
I don't mean to interrupt here, but Zach, on my tour of Green Bay, I want to show you something else that I think you'd like. Green Bay Curling Club.
Oh, let's go. We
Right.
need to create some Flurry Sports content there for sure.
Right down the street from Lambeau.
Shit. I love curling. We need to get some Packers players to do like a curling shoot with us. I'm down for it.
Also, Shamar
We'll
is not
go.
here.
Damn it. Keep looking, Luke. You'll find him.
Yep. Next stop.
LaFleur was asked about Royce Newman, obviously, because he's getting moved around. And the only thing he could say about him was that he liked his versatility. And that's all the Packers who drafted him said, is they liked him because he was versatile. They thought he could play multiple positions because he's smart. And they valued versatility over anything else in the draft this year, which I understand versatility is good, but when you're not good at any place, like versatility goes out the window. I don't care if you're fine at 10 positions. I want you to be good at fucking one, because depth doesn't matter when it's shitty depth. And that's what he is. He's shitty depth. But yeah.
You a baseball fan?
Talking to me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Your
a baseball
name
fan.
is Luke. You a Brewer fan?
I am.
There's a guy that Brewers fans will remember. His name was Hernan Perez. He could play every position. He was decent, but he was never great at one of them. Baseball is completely different than football. Baseball, you can get away with that shit because you need bodies. Football, you need to be good. This is a game where somebody could really get hurt, i.e. Joe Burrow getting his knee destroyed. Like you said, versatility, cool. He's shit at 5 positions instead of 1. I don't know where that gets you. I mean, do you really just save him for the practice squad, I guess? Because there's really no use for him.
Yeah, pretty much. And then, to his left or wherever he's playing is center Josh Myers, second round center. Someone I've been critical about. They talked about him today. LaFleur basically said he has a lot of mental learning left to do. He thinks he can figure it out because Packers line coaches are really good. They think he can figure it out to the point where he can start calling out the defense and making reads. But if he can't, then the Packers may have to rely on Elton Jenkins and David Bakhtiari to make those reads. So, as a recap, there's a lot of mental learning left for Josh Myers. Like I said, and the center may not be making the calls. Like I said, like people who keep trying to call out that the center always makes the calls, that's not true, because when the center cannot do so, they have to rely on somebody who's good. I don't understand how no one can evaluate offensive line out there, but I'm happy to do so if you would like me to. Where's Luke at now?
I'm at Ray Nitschke Field where the whole OTAs. Looks like they're over. Nobody on the field.
Oh, okay.
No Shamar Jean Charles either.
You're just a little late.
Darn.
It's gonna
Didn't
be
know if they would do
hilarious.
their night practice.
It's going to be hilarious when one of these times he does run into Shamar Jean Charles and nobody's going to believe it. Nobody.
What's going to happen is we'll see him walking in the background and Luke's going to miss him.
That'd actually be pretty funny.
Yeah. I mean, I can't imagine. Do you guys have any thoughts on the offensive line? Obviously, they're tough to evaluate. I get it.
The one good thing, if the offensive line sucks, Aaron Rodgers isn't back, which, whatever, we don't even have to start that again. Jordan Love won't be playing long, which means it is time for the vote to take the rightful throne and kick some ass. And I think that's all that we're waiting for. I don't care about Jordan Love throwing wheel routes. I want to hear about Blake Bortles ripping cigs in the huddle while throwing dimes over the middle to undrafted free agents from San Jose State. That's what people need to see.
I agree. Yeah. Offensive line is not going to hold up. There's no chance. And they even brought it up. Some reporter made a really smart question today. And I got taken off guard because they did that. But they talked about how we have a rookie center, a second-year quarterback who has no experience. And, oh, by the way, I'm glad they're finally connecting the dots now because I'm sick of doing it for them. They're like, that could lead to a lot of problems, huh, Matt? And Matt LaFleur, the only thing he could say was, yes, it could. This is a disaster ready to go.
Did Matt?
I
don't know. I don't know if it was because I heard it was 90 degrees over there today. But Matt looked really worried, or he was dehydrated. I don't know. During the presser, his forehead was hardcore tan, or red already. But yeah, he just his answers, he looked really worried.
If they had a version of The Office, but with Matt LaFleur as the character, it would be great because just like all the characters in that, their boss is an idiot and their hands are tied, so they can really just go with it and hope the best works out.
Right. Yeah. Only other thing I have left on my sheet here, there's an article written about Eric Stokes, obviously first-round rookie, and the quote, I love it. It's a good one. Eric Stokes is one of the fastest people to ever enter the NFL. Just don't expect him to rely on outrunning every wide receiver he meets. And then his quote specifically in the article was, I don't try to use my speed. I hate using my speed. And I said it was the equivalent of Marquez Valdez-Scantling choosing not to use his hands, as we have seen. And that has gone super well. So, I mean, what could go wrong? This is the only thing the guy has, and he doesn't want to use it.
I mean, it's tough because I feel like no matter what, he kind of loses in that question, which I feel like is a little unfair because it's not his fault we drafted him. It really isn't. I guess if I can spin it, though, it's good that he's saying that. I'd much rather have that than a guy that goes, yeah, I might not be the best technically, but until then, I'm going to use my speed. No. Him saying I don't want to use my speed tells me that he is at least smart enough to know that it's not going to hold up and is thinking about the technical aspects. So although it looks bad and it is bad because, again, we should not have taken him there, overall, I'm glad that his head is in the right place, which sad that that's the only thing I can praise about it, but either way.
Yeah, that's fair. Any other thoughts about Eric Stokes?
I don't know why he doesn't want to use his speed. If you have it, why not use it? It's like Patrick Mahomes, I don't want to throw the ball deep because my arm's too strong. I don't like doing that. That doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah, I think Jordan Love's also choosing not to be an accurate quarterback, too. It's a bold stance, but I respect it.
Yeah, I don't want to use my accuracy. It might intimidate too many guys, and I'll be shunned from the team.
Yeah, maybe. The one thing I will end on with the actual news part before we leave on a question. There's the one thing I forgot about Jordan Love that I couldn't remember before. The big quote, obviously, that's circulating, the most notable quote. Can't believe I forgot it because it's, this is big news, guys. Jordan Love said he's 100% ready to be the week 1 starting quarterback, which is the headline everyone's going with.
Yeah, I saw that.
For people who watched the press conference, they know they asked him, they set him up. They said, will you be ready to be the starting quarterback in week 1 should you need to be? And then Jordan Love, what's he going to say? Is he going to say, I hope not. I really hope Rodgers shows up because this is going to be a train wreck. No, he said, yeah, 100%. I'm a football player. That's what I'm paid to do. That's what he said. And the report is, I'm 100% ready to be the starting quarterback for week 1. And if that doesn't tell you anything about what the media is trying to do with this whole story, I don't know what to tell you. It's so fucking stupid because Domofsky bolted to his office to do the Sports Center thing immediately after and said that. Immediately, that was his story. That was his.
Yeah, he's got to get it out so he can get home for dinner with his wife because he can't miss that. But
hope it was cold. I hope it was just gross dinner.
Jordan Love.
I hope it was one of those frozen TV dinners.
Yeah, he deserves nothing more.
As a person, I have nothing against Jordan Love. I feel like you can't help but feel bad for him. Like,
I
here's a
feel bad for
guy
Agreed.
him.
who obviously needed to develop. He gets drafted into the worst situation. He is constantly badgered with questions. Aaron Rodgers goes off. The front office screws everything up. And he's just being asked these questions that he can't win. And it's just, what do you do? Because now the storyline's going to be he's confident. And if he sucks, he's a bust. He might be a bust, but it's not because of that quote. And it's just so
Mhm.
sad. And, kind of looping it back again, like you said, Zach, it's too early to find out. This has got to mess with your head. It's got to. Because he can't do anything but stay silent and answer the question. And it's unfortunate. I don't see a way there's a win here. I really don't, unless Aaron Rodgers plays another 3 years, clones himself back to his 25-year-old self. There goes Janet. And
She's sick of
plays
your
for another
rant. She's
10
done.
years. I don't know what you do. The Packers are so screwed unless they turn to Blake Bortles.
Yeah, Trevor, you're right. He said, "Yeah, I'll be ready to be the week 1 starter." I don't think the fans are ready. I don't think the organization is ready. I think every other one of the 31 teams in the NFL are ready. But other than that, I should actually rephrase that. I guess all the Gertrudes and Garys on Facebook are ready for Jordan Love to be the next quarterback. Hearing what they say about Aaron Rodgers, but yeah, I mean, I'm not ready. I don't think any of us are ready. I don't think anyone competent is ready, and I don't think anyone should be ready because Jordan Love can't throw the ball well.
No. Nope. Luke, do you have something to take us out on?
May I say something real quick, Zach, that I think
Yeah. Go.
I want to give you credit for this because this is the thing that you brought up first, and I think you just didn't bring it up for whatever reason. For everybody saying that Aaron Rodgers is doing this for the money and he's a prima donna, he's losing out money by missing. It's obviously not about the money. If it was about the money, he would take his check and leave. $500,000 on the table. Like, it's not about money.
I kind of want to go into that really quick. So, 2 schools of thought here. So, obviously, people are talking about Aaron Rodgers fined $500K, fined $91K now. If he doesn't show up to training camp, he's fined $50K per day. Money is completely irrelevant at this point because Rodgers is trying to get a different deal. So if he signs a different deal, all this money is going to be put into it. They're going to be like, okay, that's the deal plus 91K. That's one way they could do it. Another thing, 500K and 91K doesn't need to be fined. The Packers get to decide if they want to fine him that money. So if they do, I don't know. They really tried to push him out if they do that. So I'm assuming he's not getting fined anyways yet. Once training camp comes around, they have no choice. He loses 50K per day no matter what. That's just what's worked into the CBA. So that's that. But 2, it's not about money. It's about feeling wanted. It's about being treated with respect. Respect is the biggest word. Everyone's missing respect. You can show respect with money because it creates security where the Packers can't get rid of you and they're committing to you. That's the only reason why he wants money. He wants it in a spot where the Packers will for sure not get rid of him. That's where that comes from. He wants say over the roster, and he's not saying he wants to be the GM. He's saying he wants to have any sort of say. He's a multi-MVP, current MVP, and he has as much say as Blake Bortles does on the Packers right now, which Blake Bortles should also have more say, but that's an argument for a different day. But Rodgers has nothing. He sees Tua Tagovailoa having more say. He sees Joe Burrow having more say. He sees people who have done absolutely nothing having say, and that's what the whole thing's about. It has nothing to do with money, has nothing to do with any of that bullshit. And it's so fucking lazy to make that argument. Everyone makes it. It's so lazy. I can't stand it.
Clip that and make it our little promo, for Lombardi sweep.
Yeah, I'll have to. I mean, is there anything else before we just let Luke take us out here? Go ahead, bud.
It's kind of a dumb question, but I think it's a thinker.
Perfect. I need it.
How is it a dumb question and a thinker? I don't.
It's how my brain works,
let 'em-
Trevor.
Let them ask. I'm excited for it.
So let's say Aaron Rodgers is not on the team next year. Let's say the Packers did not sign Blake Bortles, and we're sticking with we have Jordan Love and Kurt Benkert right now on the roster. What quarterback from the NFC North would you take to put on that roster? Not including Rodgers and Bortles, obviously.
Justin Fields, I guess. Like I don't like any of them. I would probably go Kirk Cousins. I think he's probably the best, and that's not a vote of confidence for Kirk Cousins.
I think you guys, with all due respect, I think that's terrible. Justin Fields.
You sound like you're underwater right now. I have no clue what you said.
Can you hear me now?
There you go.
He sounded like the teacher from Charlie Brown.
I don't know what that is. It's been on the whole time. You take the Bears. You take Justin Fields. Let me tell you why. Not only do I think he probably has the best potential, Bears fans love these guys. And for all the shit they talk, to be able to take their guy, put him on your team just to see like the pain on their faces, even if Justin Fields goes 0-17, still probably be worth it, I'd argue.
I would say Justin Fields because I feel bad for him. They said that I saw somebody say that's where quarterbacks go to die. I feel bad for him.
I mean, yeah.
I think the three of you know my answer, and it's Jared Goff, and I'll tell you why.
Because we want a high draft pick.
Well, that's part of the reason, but obviously the Packers have a very tough schedule based on last year's record, right? You put Jared Goff on this team, and you're probably not going to win a lot of games. We'll leave it at that. But if Jared Goff is good at one thing, he's good at beating below 500 teams at home. So if you take into that account, next year the Packers have a real shot to go 17-0 with Jared Goff on the roster because they would not have a very hard schedule if they take last in the division this year.
That's fair. That's actually a somewhat rational point. But we can't disrespect Tim Boyle. We got to bring his name up at least in conversation.
Yeah, bringing Tim Boyle back. I mean, he knows the offense better than Jordan Love. He's more talented than Jordan Love. I mean, that wouldn't be bad. It'd be an upgrade.
A stick would be an upgrade, Zach.
An upgrade that we had, and then we got rid of.
I saw J.K. Scott throwing passes in practice the other day. He can't punt worth shit, so you might as well try him out at quarterback. Why not? Okay.
This is depressing. That little shovel pass to Mason Crosby down so that Mason Crosby can get it back to him for the 30-yard Hail Mary.
So stupid. That's such a dumb play.
We should just bring Tavon Austin back and run Wildcat the whole year.
No, we got Amari Rodgers. He's the Wildcat.
Perfect.
Yeah, he's a 5'5" Wildcat. Can't wait.
Excuse me, Amari Rodgers? I didn't hear you. His name is Randall Cobb, Zach. Receivers for the Packers,
So good. So good. He'll start in the first quarter running a sprint, and he'll finish by the time the first quarter ends. He'll get to the end zone. If he's untouched. That was Lombardi sweep. I'm angry. I'm done with the Packers. We'll see if we come back next week. We got one more day of minicamp on Thursday. Hopefully, will Aaron Rodgers show up? We'll see.
I'll be on the lookout.
Luke's there. He's camping out.
Dude, I should camp out.
I'm just going to say, so that technically I can be the first one to say that I said it. Rob Domofsky can suck on one. Aaron Rodgers will be there for the first day of training camp. Do you have any basis behind this? No, I have no sources. Guess what? I said it first, Rob. Suck one.
Trevor, you can use me as a source.
He was there.
True, yeah. Luke saw Matt LaFleur in his office calling Aaron Rodgers, confirming.
Right.
What else would the light be on for? Done
Right.
deal. When you think of light, you think of Savior. Savior, best of all time. Best of all time. We already have Blake Bortles.
Bortles.
Aaron Rodgers. So, therefore, confirmed. Matt LaFleur calling Aaron Rodgers. He will be there day one at training camp. We said it first at Lombardi Suite. That's why I got to tune in.
That's it. We'll be back next week. Later.
Peace.
Bye.